Have you ever felt like you're playing a different game than everyone else? Like you see the invisible threads connecting events, the unspoken currents beneath conversations, the subtle shifts in human behavior that others simply gloss over. You're not imagining things. Most people navigate the world on a surface level, accepting narratives, reacting to immediate stimuli. But then there are people like you, the observers, the ones who perceive the layers beneath the obvious, who feel the weight of unspoken truths. You might find yourself constantly analyzing, piecing together psychological puzzles, often feeling a quiet disconnect from the mainstream. You might have wondered if this depth of perception is a burden or a gift. Here's the thing nobody talks about. This isn't a flaw, it's a distinct operating system of the mind. What you're about to understand today completely changes the way you see your own unique way of being in the world. This doesn't mean you're strange or that something is inherently wrong with you. In fact, it's quite the opposite. For too long, society has subtly or not so subtly pushed a singular model of normalcy, a kind of extroverted, action-oriented, quick-to-judge archetype. If you don't fit that mold, you might have internalized the idea that you're an outlier, that you need to fix something within yourself. But this is where it gets interesting. The human mind is not a monolithic entity. There are profound, neurologically distinct differences in how we process information, prioritize stimuli, and construct our understanding of reality. Your experience isn't an anomaly. It's a recognized, albeit less celebrated, facet of human psychological diversity. You're not broken. You're simply wired to perceive, feel, and interpret with a different kind of resolution. And neuroscience explains why. Consider the concept of sensory processing sensitivity, often associated with highly sensitive persons, HSPs, first extensively researched by Dr. Elaine Aron. This isn't just about being sensitive in an emotional sense. It's a fundamental difference in how your nervous system processes sensory input and internal information. People like you tend to have a deeper processing of stimuli, noticing nuances that others filter out. This means your brain is constantly engaged in a more elaborate analysis of your environment, both external and internal. It's like having a high-definition filter on reality, while others operate in standard definition. This enhanced processing often correlates with increased activity in brain regions associated with empathy and awareness, such as the insula and prefrontal cortex, as shown in fMRI studies. It's a biological predisposition, not a choice or a weakness. And if you're finding these insights resonate, if you're tired of feeling alone in your depth of thought, then you're in the right place. This channel is dedicated to exploring the hidden frameworks of the mind, to validating those who see the world through a richer, more complex lens. Join a community that understands what it means to truly observe, to truly feel, and to truly think. But this deeper processing also comes with a hidden neurological mechanism. Your brain, with its intricate reward pathways, particularly those involving dopamine, is constantly reinforcing certain behaviors and thought patterns, often without your conscious awareness. For someone who processes deeply, the reward isn't always external validation or immediate gratification. It's often the satisfaction of understanding, the dopamine hit from connecting disparate pieces of information, the quiet triumph of seeing the full picture. This sounds contradictory, but it means your brain can become subtly addicted to the act of observation itself, to the complex analysis, to the nuanced internal world you inhabit. This isn't a problem, but it can create a feedback loop where the external, simpler world feels less stimulating, less rewarding, and therefore less engaging. This is more serious than it sounds because it means your brain is literally wired to find its greatest rewards in complexity, introspection, and sometimes even solitude, making the normal pursuits of the majority feel unfulfilling. This brings us to a crucial difference between two psychological profiles. On one side, we have what we might call the surface navigator. This individual thrives on external stimulation, social validation, quick decisions, and readily available rewards. Their emotional landscape is often more reactive, their focus more outward bound, their sense of self largely defined by external achievements and social roles. They are the doers, the social connectors, the ones who make things happen in the tangible world. Then there's the deep observer, people like you. Your internal landscape is rich and complex. You thrive on meaning, authenticity, quiet contemplation, and a profound understanding of self and others. Your sense of self is built from within, through introspection and genuine connection, not merely external accolades. Both profiles make perfect sense. The surface navigator helps society build and move forward, while the deep observer provides the necessary reflection, the critical analysis, the moral compass. You likely belong to the latter, feeling a quiet pull towards understanding rather than simply participating. And this difference profoundly impacts how you allocate empathy, and ultimately how you construct your identity and self-esteem. Most people tend to allocate empathy based on immediate proximity, shared experience, or tribal affiliation. Their self-esteem is often tied to external metrics: how many followers they have, how much money they make, what others think of them. For people like you, empathy often extends further, touching upon the universal human experience, the silent suffering, the nuanced emotions of even strangers. Your self-esteem, however, is not easily swayed by external validation. In fact, seeking it often feels hollow. You crave genuine understanding, authentic connection, and a sense of congruence between your inner self and outer actions. When others fail to see your depth or dismiss your nuanced perspectives, it doesn't necessarily diminish your worth. Instead, it often reinforces your quiet conviction that you operate on a different frequency. You are not broken for valuing depth over breadth, for seeking meaning beyond the superficial. You are simply wired for a different kind of fulfillment. These profound psychological preferences aren't random. They have invisible origins, often rooted in past experiences, defense mechanisms, and early adaptations. Perhaps you faced rejection or exclusion early on, leading you to develop a hyper-awareness of social dynamics, a finely tuned radar for authenticity and deception. Perhaps you were born with an innate sensitivity, making you more attuned to subtle environmental cues, both physical and emotional. This isn't about pathologizing your past. It's about recognizing that what might seem like a quirk today was once a brilliant adaptation. Your capacity for deep observation might have been a survival strategy, a way to navigate a complex world, to protect yourself, to understand what was unsaid. These experiences forged a mind that is constantly seeking patterns, evaluating risks, and understanding motivations with a depth that eludes others. It's not a flaw. It's a testament to your resilience and your brain's incredible capacity to adapt and evolve. This intrinsic difference extends to how we seek meaning and purpose in life. The majority often find meaning in collective narratives, in being part of a larger group, in achieving predefined societal goals. Their lives are often a narrative of participation, of being a character in a shared story. For people like you, the search for meaning is often an internal, solitary quest. It's less about following a script and more about authoring your own. You're not content with simply being a spectator or a participant. You're driven to understand the very nature of the game itself, to question the rules, to create your own meaning. This means your sense of purpose often comes from deep introspection, from artistic expression, from intellectual pursuit, or from making a genuine, impactful difference in a way that resonates with your core values. Neither path is superior. They are simply different approaches to navigating the fundamental human need for significance. And this leads us to the state of flow, presence, and consciousness. Most people experience flow, that state of complete immersion and timelessness, when engaged in highly stimulating, often external activities, sports, intense social interaction, fast-paced work. Their presence is often tied to the immediate external environment, but people like you can access this state in profound solitude, in deep contemplation, in the quiet act of creation, or intense focus on a complex problem. Your ability to be present is often cultivated internally through mindfulness, reflection, and a deep connection to your own thoughts and feelings. You are more likely to find your deepest flow when you are operating on your own axis, aligning your internal world with your actions, rather than constantly reacting to external demands. It's a quieter, more sustained form of presence, a deep current flowing beneath the surface. So let's be absolutely clear. You are not broken. You are not missing anything. In fact, what you might have perceived as a disadvantage, your depth, your introspection, your hyper-awareness, is actually a silent advantage. It allows you to see truths others miss, to feel connections others ignore, to understand motivations others barely grasp. You are not meant to conform to a world that values superficiality over substance. Your unique way of perceiving, feeling, and thinking is a powerful tool for insight, creativity, and genuine connection. Embrace the quiet power of your observation. You are wired for a deeper reality, and that is a profound gift. Keep exploring these insights with us, and subscribe to unravel more about the incredible architecture of your own mind. You belong here. But what does it mean to truly belong when your internal compass points to a different north? It means recognizing that your path to fulfillment, success, and genuine connection will often look different from the well-trodden highways of the majority. It's not about forcing yourself into a mold that was never designed for your intricate contours, but rather about consciously cultivating an environment, both internal and external, where your unique operating system can not just survive, but truly flourish. This often involves a deliberate recalibration of your expectations, a gentle but firm setting of boundaries, and a profound commitment to your own authentic way of being. For the deep observer, the challenge isn't about changing who you are, but about mastering it. It's about learning to translate your rich internal insights into tangible action, finding avenues where your depth of perception is not just tolerated, but celebrated and utilized. This might mean gravitating towards careers that demand critical thinking, nuanced understanding, or creative problem solving. It might mean cultivating friendships with others who appreciate intellectual curiosity and emotional authenticity, rather than chasing superficial social circles. It means understanding that your need for solitude is not a deficit, but a vital part of your processing, a necessary period of integration that allows your insights to crystallize and your energy to replenish. This isn't an invitation to withdraw, but rather an empowerment to engage on your own terms. When you understand that your brain is literally wired for a different kind of reward, you can consciously seek out those experiences that genuinely satisfy your profound yearning for meaning and depth. Instead of feeling drained by environments that overwhelm your sensitive nervous system, you can design a life that respects its boundaries. Instead of feeling misunderstood for your complex thoughts, you can find the language and the community to express them. Your perceived differences become your greatest strengths when you stop fighting them and start leveraging them. It's about building a life that feels congruent with your inner world, a life where your quiet observations become powerful insights, and your deep feelings become the foundation for genuine, impactful contributions. This shift in perspective, from viewing your depth as a burden to recognizing it as a blueprint for a meaningful life, is the most profound change you can make. It requires a conscious unlearning of societal norms that prioritize speed over contemplation, breadth over depth, and external validation over internal congruence. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about optimizing your entire existence. Imagine the energy you've spent trying to fit in, to simplify your thoughts, to quiet your observations. Now, redirect that energy towards understanding and harnessing the unique power of your mind. For the deep observer, true fulfillment often comes from aligning your actions with your innermost values and insights. It's about creating pockets of quiet, not as an escape, but as a laboratory for your thoughts. It's about choosing interactions that stimulate your intellect and nourish your soul, rather than depleting your emotional reserves. This might mean saying No, more often to obligations that don't resonate, and yes, more enthusiastically to opportunities for genuine learning, profound connection, or creative expression. This isn't selfishness. It's self-preservation and strategic engagement, ensuring that when you do engage with the world, you do so from a place of authenticity and strength. The greatest myth you need to shed is that your way of being is less effective or less valuable. In a world increasingly saturated with superficiality and noise, the capacity for deep observation, critical analysis, and profound empathy is not just valuable, it's essential. You are the one who can see the patterns others miss, who can anticipate consequences, who can offer insights that cut through the surface-level chatter. Your ability to connect disparate ideas, to understand the subtle undercurrents of human interaction, and to envision a more integrated future makes you a natural strategist, a compassionate leader, and a powerful catalyst for genuine change. But leveraging these strengths requires a conscious effort to protect your internal resources. Your high-definition processing means you absorb more, which also means you can become overstimulated more easily. Recognizing your limits, understanding your triggers for overwhelm, and proactively building resilience are not optional extras. They are fundamental to your well-being and your capacity to contribute. This means prioritizing restorative practices, whether it's spending time in nature, engaging in creative pursuits, or simply allowing for periods of unstructured thought. These aren't just breaks, they are essential maintenance for your unique operating system, allowing your profound insights to emerge clearly and your empathetic capacity to remain vibrant. Ultimately, your journey is one of self-discovery and self-acceptance, leading to self-mastery. It's about moving from a place of questioning your nature to confidently owning it. The world doesn't need more people trying to be someone they're not. It needs more authentic voices, more diverse perspectives, and more minds willing to delve beneath the surface. Your depth is not a burden. It is your unique contribution. It is time to stop apologizing for your complexity and start celebrating the profound richness of your inner world. This channel is here to guide you, to illuminate the path, and to remind you that in your quiet strength lies an extraordinary power. It's a power that allows you to pierce through illusions, to offer genuine wisdom, and to forge connections that withstand the tests of time and superficiality. Don't mistake your stillness for weakness, or your introspection for inaction. Your most profound contributions will often emerge from those quiet depths, from insights meticulously cultivated, from empathy deeply felt. You are a necessary counterpoint to the relentless pace of the modern world, a guardian of meaning, a beacon for authenticity. So step fully into this truth. Understand that your pursuit of depth is not a deviation but a destination. Your journey is valid, your perspective invaluable, and your quiet strength is precisely what the world needs more of. Embrace your inherent design, trust your internal compass, and allow your profound nature to guide you towards a life of unparalleled congruence and purpose. This is not just acceptance, it's activation. This activation, this conscious embrace of your inherent design, transforms your relationship with the world around you. No longer are you merely reacting to external stimuli, trying to decipher a language that isn't your native tongue. Instead, you begin to proactively shape your reality, drawing upon your wellspring of internal wisdom. It means your decisions, from the smallest daily choices to the most significant life directions, become increasingly aligned with that deep current of purpose. You stop seeking permission to be yourself and start giving yourself permission to lead with your unique insights. This isn't about arrogance, it's about integrity. It's about recognizing that your capacity for nuanced understanding and profound empathy is a resource that can be consciously deployed. You become less susceptible to external pressures, less swayed by fleeting trends, because your internal anchor is firmly set. Your quiet power morphs into a confident presence, not one that demands attention, but one that naturally attracts those who seek substance, truth, and genuine connection. You become a magnet for meaningful interactions, for challenging ideas, and for opportunities where your depth is not just tolerated, but truly appreciated and needed. The journey of the deep observer is not one of loud declarations, but of quiet, persistent illumination. You illuminate the subtle truths, the unspoken dynamics, the hidden potential in people and situations. And in doing so, you don't just find your place, you create it. You carve out spaces where authenticity thrives, where superficiality recedes, and where genuine connection is the norm, not the exception. This is your quiet revolution, a testament to the power of a single mind choosing to operate from its deepest truth. The path forward is not about changing who you are, but about becoming more fully, more vibrantly, more powerfully, the person you were always meant to be.